What's up guys, this is Sean Tan and welcome to another episode of Asking Sean. And for this episode, we will see and review a question from Tian Feng, right? Tian Feng sent an email and I'll just read the email first. First of all, thank you so much for your sharing, very good. I enjoy your content, very good. I have some questions here. I remember once you said it's better to be data driven while choosing a real estate. But what kind of data can help us and how can we get those data? Number 2, I went to Summit Velocity 2 showroom. It looks good, the location is great, and I believe the quality of this developer should be good. It's a bit pricey, which its installment is around 3,500 to 4,000. I will try to rent it out to minimize my negative gearing. So here's the question. I hear from the Sunway sales executive saying that the rent demand here is more than supply right now. And I look at re-residence rental is around 3K, but when I watch your video, you mentioned that there are still a lot of re-residence units that are empty and not rented out. How can I validate the reliability of this data? Thanks a lot, Sean. Looking forward to your reply. So thank you, Tian Feng, for your question. I'll address part 1 first, which is what kind of data that can help us. I will go to iProperties, right? Then I will check the rental, right? Then you can go there and see that how much are people renting out for per unit basis. So if let's say it's 3,500 and things like that. So I would even, if to be very safe, I can even go to the portal and call agents and view the units. Then you start asking around, hey, actually these kind of places are really got people rent so much, man. Do you have any more other units? You just act, I shouldn't tell this here, but you should actually pretend or ask for more. Maybe just through the phone, you can just ask the agents. I think all of them will be very helpful. Maybe you can even go to my videos about the re-residence when you call that agent, saying that you've seen my video and you have some questions, how can they address? Because maybe re-residence 1 is a better buy for re-residence 2, right? So maybe they have units that are actually way cheaper than the Velocity 2. Next is also, if people tell you there's a lot of demand, right? Try going iBelay and set up a fake page. Meaning, like, let's say you have you go and set up iBelay, right? You go iBelay, you set up a room, you just go and copy and paste some pictures, and then you put there to test the demand. That's what a lot of people do actually. So if you actually rent out, let's say 3 rooms, right? You rent out per room 1,000, see got people ask you or not. So if you really have demands, right, for like a week or 2, then you know it's genuine, then there you go, you validated your data. But make sure to delete off, because pity all those fella that actually ask for rooms. Then there's something I will need to correct you, is that why must you in default get into negative gearing? I think it's a bit because if you can afford like 7,000 to 800,000 property, right? I'm not sure why Summit Velocity, and I'm not sure why this particular project or this particular location, but there are a lot of other properties where you can actually somewhat get better rental rates. You should do more. I would suggest that you can actually go and see more homework instead of just confirming on one property itself. Because Summit Velocity, there's like La Ville, then there's like a lot more that is in Cheras, right? 500 over 1,000 properties, right? That's a lot. Easily I can name like 6 right? So those cost half of the property. Like, let's say like maybe 500,000 per month is 2,000, 2,500 monthly installments. So it's a way safer one than negative gearing of 3,500 to 4,000. Because if you say you are prepared for negative gearing, I know which guru you are following. My take is this: if you are okay with every month paying 4,000 for the first 10-12 months, easily first 10 to 12 months, once you get the keys, if you are ready for that amount to be paid, then I think it's okay, because you are ready for it. Then if you are playing a very long-term game, fine. But if I were to be in your shoes, I would actually look at other alternatives first, because it's very easy to just get dwell and suck into fancy property galleries and very big brands. That's why it costs a bit higher. So I would now go and check out at least 5 to 8 more different projects in Cheras proximity, right? Then it's within 400,000 to 500,000 and see what's the quality like, what's the packages like and things like that. Because to be over gearing for your first property, I would suggest maybe that's half of your salary already. And what if within the construction period of 4 years, right, something happened for your career? So in conclusion, I'm not saying that Sunway Velocity is a bad project. I'm just saying that it might be a little bit pricey because salesmen, their objective is to sell, to make you buy. So whatever data they tell you, right, just take it with a pinch of salt, right? Then when you go and check, yes, it's really like now market rental is 3,500 or 3,000, no doubt about it. But your monthly installment, right, is 3,500 to 4,000, correct? 4 years down the road when you get your keys, do you think that there will be more population in that location, or you will be thinking that the existing tenants will move over? So there's a possibility of that. So what I'm trying to do now is not to be I'm just being a realist, right? I'm just being very realistic to tell you all this. You need to go through these thoughts, and if it's okay, then buy. So maybe even when you go over, right, you can tell the head of sales or something like, hey, I saw Sean's video and I think he suggested me to actually go for this project, so credits to him. Maybe you can ask him to invite Sean more often for their projects. Then you guys get more videos. So I think that's all for this episode. Tian Feng, thank you very much for your email. It's just my ultimate objective for this video is just to be very prudent, meaning you know what the risks are before you go in to take it, right? Meaning you know what's gonna be the loss if possible, and can you afford it. But if you can, right, there's so much more upside that you can go for, but just that to make sure that you are okay to go through this if the worst thing were to happen, right? I think that's all for this episode. Thanks, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.